how estate agents can set goals and great habits to be better estate agents. Today, I'm joined by Dan Firth, who is here on the next series of the Winning Ways videos from the Agents Together Charitable Foundations for Estate and Letting Agents. Dan, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Why is goal setting and habits so important to better yourself as an estate agent? Talk to me.
It's so important, and I think, like many estate agents, it took me a while to understand this. That if you don't know where you're going, how do you know how to get there? When I start to think about that, having a goal, something to go and achieve, is really, really important. We can all go through our day-to-day jobs as estate agents, listing houses, selling houses, and move on to the next one. But unless you know where you actually want to be,
Is that you saying, I want to be the number one estate agent in the town? Or is that you saying, I want to be an area manager by the age I'm 30?
I think it's completely up to you.
Okay.
I think that's the thing with goals. It's got to be specific to you. You can, if you work as an estate agent, you will probably have targets. You'll probably have things that the business maybe that you work with want you to achieve. But actually, goals should be personal. Goals should be something that you say, actually, I want to achieve that. And they don't actually need to be work related.
Interesting use of the word SMART. I mean, the SMART is an acronym. Should we be using that acronym in the terms of, I mean, probably you could tell the boys and girls in estate and letting agency land what the acronym is and how it relates to goals.
Yeah, look, they have to be SMART. You're right. I do talk about it a lot because I think the easiest way to understand SMART without the acronym is if you get to the end of the time period that you set your goal across, it should be a very simple, did you achieve it or did you not?
Okay.
It shouldn't be open to interpretation. So when we talk about SMART being specific,
So that's the S.
it has to be specific, has to be measurable. So it has to be, did I hit it? Was it achievable? Well, achievable is the next one. So A. R is realistic. So many times I see people set goals and you think, that'd be lovely, but you haven't got a chance. And actually what you're doing there is setting yourself up to fail. And the T being time bound. Every single goal should have a time scale on it. When are you going to achieve that by?
So surely every single goal you have is dependent on the last one, which is the T. So we've got short, medium and long-term goals.
Yeah, and short, medium and long term will differ. I think depending on the goal and depending on who you are, maybe what role you're in or even what the goal is. I would think about, if we talk about the average estate agent, that's short, medium and long term. I would say long term is maybe a year. And actually what you see with estate agents with a long term goal is probably financial. It's probably, I want to achieve this much revenue or earn this much money.
I mean, you surprised me with a year. I mean, I'm surely we want 5-year and 10-year goals, don't we?
I think it depends who you are again. I think as an average estate agent, maybe looking for the next stage in their career, I think a year is manageable. I think it's because when you start setting 5-year goals, great as a business, absolutely, see where you want to be in 5 years. But as an individual, to manage something that's a year is much more realistic. And it means you can be much more adaptable. You can change if you need to change. You'll know very quickly whether you're on course to hit that goal. And I think that's where the medium and short term comes in. So I would think then about medium being monthly and short term being weekly, and breaking it down into segments to say, if I need to achieve my yearly goal, what do I need to do monthly and weekly to go and get there?
Okay, so we've got short term, medium term and long term goals, weekly, monthly, yearly.
Yep.
There goes. Okay. How do can we give some top tips on how we can actually put this into action? Like a bulletproof way to get this nailed?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, first of all, understand the difference between a goal and a habit. The goal for me is what you want to go and achieve. It's the thing at the end of that time period is like, I did.
So basically the peak of the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. And that mountain will have different levels. Actually, when you get to different stages, you might get to base camp, you might get to the middle, and then you get to the top. And that would be your short, medium and long-term goal. But actually, the things that help you go and do that. So if you are, to carry on with the walking a mountain, what do you need to do to be in a really good physical and mental place to get up that mountain? And I think this is where a lot of people maybe miss a trick because they'll focus purely on, let's talk about, a goal might be to win instructions. And they'll talk purely about canvassing, door knocking, all the things that they need to do to win instructions. Great. They would be in your goals. I need to send so many leaflets, I need to knock on so many doors, I need to ring so many people. But I would urge people to think about what are the habits that move alongside that. So how do you put yourself in a really good position and maybe the right mentality to go and do those things? Because you've got to make the decision to get out of bed one morning and say, I'm going to go and, for example, knock on 10 doors today. How do you get yourself in that place where you go and do it? So habits aren't just work related. Now, I work with a lot of estate agents on this particular piece because I think it's so important. And the habits will be, yes, they might be work related, but actually some of the habits that some of the agents I work with put in there, one, for example, he wants to hit 90 golf balls a week, which might sound bizarre. You think, how does that help me go and win instructions? Well, actually, it does a couple of things. First of all, it will increase his golf or reduce his golf handicap because he'll get better at golf because he'll practice more. But that hour where he nips out to the driving range to go and hit 90 golf balls is time for him to just turn off. Don't think about work. Hit some golf balls, so go out and do that, and then go back and think, right, okay, now this afternoon I need to do X, Y, and Z. Another one is, one of my personal ones is I want to put 5,000 steps a day. Because I know if I've not got a day where I'm out with estate agents, I could plank myself at my desk all day. So it does two things. It gets me moving, so it's good for my sort of physical health, but actually mentally, I'm out there sort of breaking the norm. I'm coming away from my desk and then I'm going back, refocus and thinking, right, I now need to do X, Y, and Z before the day's over. So when I talk about habits, it shouldn't just be around the work things. It should be around the things that help you go and do them.
Thank you for your time today, Dan.
Pleasure. Thank you.